Hi everyone, my name is Katherine Adrians. I'm a reference librarian at the Haverford Township Free Library. Today I'm going to walk you through some of the most common problems you might run into with your own personal e-reader or one of the preloaded e-readers you might have checked out from us here at the library. Either way, hopefully these tips and tricks will help you make the most of your device. So let's get started. So first, let's talk about some of the common types of e-readers you might have at home. These are also the types of e-readers that we offer from the library, with the exception of the Nook Glow Light. We no longer have those available. But you can see here we've got Kindle and Kindle Paperwhite. These are very much the same, the only difference being that the Kindle Paperwhite has a backlight, which makes it great for the beach or reading in bright sun. We've also got the Kindle Fire, the Nook Glow Light, and the Nook Tablet. As you can see here, I've got some pictures of each one. Here in the left corner is a Kindle, or what a Kindle Paperwhite would look like. It's got sort of that matte screen, and its only function is as an e-reader. All you can do on that is read or purchase books. Whereas with the Kindle Fire, you can see it in the middle left here. It's got more of a tablet screen, or maybe more like your smartphone. It also offers you the opportunity to do things like download and watch movies and TV, listen to music. You can even surf the internet. It works more like maybe your iPad or other tablet might. A Nook Glow Light looks and acts more like a Kindle or a Kindle Paperwhite. Again, it's just for reading ebooks. And then the Nook Tablet, which is what we now offer at the library, is much more like the Kindle Fire. It has other capabilities besides an e-reader, and so besides reading ebooks, some of ours, for example, offer some audiobooks that you can download and listen to. If you have your own personal Nook tablet, you can use it just like you would any other tablet like an iPad or a Kindle Fire. You can download apps, you can surf the internet, and so on. Some of the most common e-reader issues that you might run into. Our number one issue that we get calls about is that books you've purchased or think should be on your e-reader are missing. You might want to change the font size or brightness of the page for easier reading. You might have trouble finding the location you left off at or want to return to the beginning of a book. This is especially true if you have a library e-reader. You might want help buying or finding ebooks from the store. You might find that parental controls have been set up on a library e-reader, or that you want to set them up on your personal e-reader because you have kids in the house who might be using the tablet as well as you. And you might want to use Libby or Overdrive for your own personal e-reader to have the books sent there. We'll talk about all of those and more, so stick with me. The first problem you might run into with an e-reader is also the most common, and that's that you're missing books or items that either you've purchased on your personal e-reader or they're missing from a library e-reader that you believe should be there based on the information on the record or a list that you saw. This is most commonly able to be solved by making sure that you are connected to your home Wi-Fi network once you have the e-reader at home. We try to make sure everything's updated from the library, so this happens as little as possible, but things get missed sometimes. And if it's your own personal Kindle, it's really important to make sure it's connected to Wi-Fi so that every time you make a purchase, it gets downloaded properly and you're able to access it once you're away from your connection. So to do that on a Kindle or a Kindle Paperwhite, you're going to tap in the white space at the top of the screen so that you get a menu that comes up there, and then click on the little gear wheel that says Settings. That'll give you a small menu with 3 options. Click on the gear wheel again that says All Settings. That's going to take you to a wider menu. So from there, click on Wireless. It should be the third one down. And from there, the second option is Wi-Fi networks. That's going to give you a list of available Wi-Fi networks in the area. Choose the one that is your home Wi-Fi network. You may need to enter your password, so make sure you have the name and password information with you before you try to connect. Once you're connected, you can go back to Home. Click on the Home button at the top. It looks like a little house. So you click right there. It'll take you back. Click on My Library, and it'll take, or Your Library rather. Click on Settings again, and then choose Sync Your Kindle. It'll make everything kind of refresh and make sure that it downloads anything that it might have missed before. To do this on a Nook tablet or a Kindle Fire, you'll swipe down from the top of the screen. Sometimes you might have to do it twice to expand everything, and look for the little triangle that symbolizes Wi-Fi. Then click on that and go through those same steps. Now, with a Kindle only, not with a Kindle Fire and not really with a Nook tablet, there is the chance that something may not have been delivered properly. In order to do that, you're going to go to redeliver the content from Amazon, which I'll walk you through on this next slide. So in order to resend content that you've already purchased to your Kindle, first you're going to go to Amazon and log into your account. and then go to where it says hello, your name, and click on that little arrow right there where the mouse is hovering. That'll take you to this page, which will give you a bunch of options about your account. You're going to click on your devices and content. Once that loads, and it may take longer depending on your internet connection, it'll take you to this page about your digital services and device support. You're going to click on Manage Digital Content, right where that mouse is. So click on that. And then from there, it will take you to a page that lists all of the digital content that you have purchased with your Amazon account. Again, it might take a little longer to load. It might take a little shorter. So you can see here a list of contents. If you click on the three little dots next to a title, it'll give you an option to deliver it either to your default device. If you just have one Kindle on your account, it's likely your default device, so you can click on that. Or you can click on the devices selected and choose from any number. So this is one of our library accounts. We've got a whole bunch of Kindles that share the same account. So you can choose multiple devices and you will just click deliver. I'm going to click cancel because I don't actually need to deliver them. So that is how you're going to send content to your Kindle. One of the benefits of having an e-reader is that you can change your reading experience to suit your needs. That means you can change the font size to be bigger if it's easier on your eyes. You can change the brightness if you're reading in bright sunshine, or if you're reading in bed at night or in the dark somewhere and you don't want to disturb other people by turning on the lights like you would have to with the physical book. So let's talk about font size first. To do this on a Kindle, open up any book as if you were going to start reading it, and then tap in the white space at the very top of the page. That'll bring up your settings menu. Look at the second bar down and look for the icon that is a capital and a lowercase a. Tap on that. That'll give you automatically themes. You can change that so that the background is black and the letters white instead of vice versa. But what we're really looking for is where it says font, second over from the left. You can change the font family if you prefer one font look over the other, but most important is that you can change the size. That's all the way at the bottom in that options menu. You can change it little by tapping the plus or the minus icons on either side of that bar. Or if you know you'd like it quite a bit bigger or quite a bit smaller, you can tap in any of those little boxes to change it automatically. It's very similar to do this on a Kindle Fire. Just tap anywhere on the page once you've got a book open to read it, and then look for that same icon with the capital and lowercase a. Now, to change the brightness, it's very similar with a Kindle. You're going to tap in the white space again at the top and look for the little gear wheel that says Settings. You'll see Airplane Mode, Sync Your Kindle, and All Settings, but underneath that there's Brightness. It's the same sort of setup as you have with font size. You just tap in the boxes to sort of change how bright or how dim it is. To do this with a tablet screen, so a Kindle Fire or a Nook tablet, you're going to swipe down from the top. You might have to do it twice, and you'll see a little slider bar that has what looks like a sun. For my Kindle Fire, it is automatically at the top, and you'll just pull that bar back and forth with the little dot to change where the golden line is. You can see as you're doing it, the brightness changes automatically. So that changes your brightness, that changes your font size, and it'll make your reading experience a whole lot better. Because our library e-readers are loaned out to a number of people who might read the same book as you'd like to read, you might find that when you open it, it's already well into the book. It might be at the end, it might be a few pages in, and you might find yourself confused about how to get back to the beginning. This is also true if you share your e-reader with someone in your household or you loan it to a friend and they return it with your book all the way at the end and you want to start over. So to do that on a Kindle, tap in the white space at the top, and you'll see on that same bar as where we changed our font, all the way to the right, there's a little icon that says Go To. If you tap on that, depending on the book, it may give you options by chapter. Sometimes the chapters have names, so it's not super helpful, but you can also choose beginning or page or location. So you can put in page 1, you can put in page 20 if you remember that's where you left off. With a tablet screen device, so a Nook tablet or a Kindle Fire, there's that slider bar similar to how we changed our brightness. So tap anywhere on the page, look at the bottom of the screen, and look for that slider bar. You'll have to kind of finesse it to find your location or find about where you want to go back to in your location. But you can change where you left off and where you'd like to resume by doing that. Another problem you might run into when you've got your e-reader set up is that you can't figure out how to buy or find ebooks. Finding them is just a matter of looking for your library. On a Nook tablet, you're going to want to look for a little icon that has a white N on it. It's your Nook Home. From there, you'll click on that and then click on the blue letters that say My Library. That's going to show you everything you've already purchased and downloaded. With a Kindle, especially a Kindle or a Kindle Paperwhite, you're going to click on the little home icon at the top. It looks just like a little house. That'll take you to the home screen and look for the letters that say My Library. You can also always use the back button if you're already in a book. That should take you right back to your library. With the Kindle Fire, you're going to look for the little circle at the bottom of the screen. Click on that and then look at the headings at the top until you find Books, and then click on My Library. As far as buying ebooks goes, you're going to look for store or shop when you're on your device. That's pretty easily found on all of the same things. You're going to use basically the same steps that I just described for finding things you've already purchased, but instead of looking for My Library, you're going to look for store or shop. You can also do this online, which I'm going to show you right now. So to purchase ebooks from Barnes & Noble for a Nook, you're going to go to barnesandnoble.com, just like you would to buy a physical book, and then search for a book title. I'm searching for All Adults Here by Emma Straub. Give that just a second to load. Because it's really a pretty unique title, it's going to bring me straight to the book. Sometimes it's more search results. Now, it's important that once it loads, you look for Nook Book. Right now, it's got us buying the hardcover. So we're going to click on Nook Book. Make sure it goes through, so it's going to reload a whole new page for you. Scroll down, make sure that it has selected Nook Book, and then click Add to Cart. With Barnes & Noble, you can put as many Nook books in your cart as you want before you buy them as a batch. You'll click Checkout, and it looks just like that. Amazon is different. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second here. So to purchase ebooks from Amazon, you'll go to amazon.com. This is how you send them to your Kindle or Kindle Fire. Click on the search bar at the top, and again, I'm going to search for All Adults Here. I'm going to go down to where it says In Kindle Store. That way I know I'm getting a Kindle book instead of a hardcover book. You can see I've got the Kindle edition. I can either click Buy Now with one click or click on the title. This is important to do if you've got more than one device because you can decide which device you're going to send it to. Now again, I've just got the one device on my account. It's the Kindle Cloud Reader. If I had more, it would show a drop down and I could choose which device I wanted to send it to. But if I just want to send it to my default device, I'll click Buy Now with one click and I can buy it right away. Amazon again does not offer the cart option for ebooks. You have to buy them one at a time with the Buy Now with one click feature. Next, let's talk a little bit about parental controls. I especially want to talk about this when it comes to library e-readers. We often have people calling in a panic saying they can't read the book they wanted to read on the e-reader because it asks for a password and says there are parental controls set up. On a library e-reader, these are always meant to be there. It's to keep people from accidentally getting into the store and making purchases on the library credit card. However, if you have your own personal e-reader, it won't come with parental controls automatically installed, but you can put them on by going to the settings menu. It can keep your kids from doing things like getting onto the internet if you just want them to be using it as an e-reader. It can keep them from downloading books that aren't already downloaded, and even if you've already purchased them, if they're in the cloud, you can keep it from being able to download more. But remember, if you have a library e-reader, the parental controls are there for a reason. You might have accidentally gone into the store, and so it's important to go back to the library and back to the homepage and click on My Library to get to the books that have already been purchased and downloaded for you to read. Troubleshooting problem that we're going to discuss today is using Libby or Overdrive with your own personal Nook or Kindle. It's important to note that it's only with your personal e-reader that you can do this. The library e-readers don't have the capacity for you to log into your own personal Libby or Overdrive account or to download the apps onto the more tablet-based e-readers. So again, this is just for your personal e-reader. Also, it's important to note that what I'm going to show you is how to download books from desktop and have them sent to your e-reader. You can also do this by either downloading the Libby app onto your smartphone or your personal tablet. You can also download the Overdrive app onto a Kindle Fire or a Nook tablet. Kindle Paperwhite and Nook Glowlight do not have the ability to download apps, so you'll have to use the desktop method in order to do that. But you can do all of this from your phone just as easily as you can do it from your desktop. This is what it's going to look like when you go to overdrive.com. You're all logged in. You're at your library, which for us is Delco Library. You can see books you wanted to read if you had the time, which is the category. So from there, you want to make sure that it's available, but also make sure it's an ebook. So I click borrow on Moby Dick, but oh, wait, let me remember that I have to check to make sure that it's available as a Kindle ebook. So you can click on the cover, like I did with Moby Dick. You can see the only formats are Overdrive and EPUB, not Kindle ebook. So I'm going to go back, scroll all the way to the top of the page, and click on Kindle books up here at the top. This is going to show you everything that's available as a Kindle. From there, I'm going to click on Available Now over on the side to make sure I'm borrowing something that's available and not on a wait list. And click on Borrow because I already know it's available as a Kindle and that it's available. So I'm going to click there. You can click on the blue Borrow button and then click on this gray Read Now with Kindle. It's going to take you to Amazon. It looks like it's asking you to purchase something. I promise you it's not. But you click, make sure you're logged in, then click on Get Library Book. You can also use this little drop down. For me, it says delivered to Katherine's Kindle Cloud Reader. If you have multiple devices registered to the same account, you can click there. It looks like I don't, so I'm just going to click Get Library Book. Give it just a second, and it says, thanks, Katherine. I can read now in the Kindle Cloud Reader, or I can just go to my Kindle, make sure it's connected to Wi-Fi, and it'll download my book for me. Now, if you have a Nook tablet or a regular Nook and you'd like to download EPUBs from Overdrive to send to your e-reader, you can do that this way. So we're going to go to Overdrive and find any available ebook, click on the title, and then click on Borrow. That'll give us the same options as before, 14 days, click the blue Borrow button. But this time, instead of clicking Read Now with Kindle, I'm going to click Download EPUB ebook. It'll tell us we need Adobe Digital Editions. That's important. You need to download that app from just by Googling it. That's Adobe Digital Editions. So it'll download. I click on the file. It's going to ask me when Adobe Digital Editions launches to authorize my computer. You can do it without an ID. Just click that box. It'll authorize real quick. No big deal. It'll download. It says fulfilling the book. There it is. It comes up. You can click the little arrows down at the bottom to scroll through the pages. And then you can read your book either on your desktop or by plugging your Nook in with a USB cord and clicking and dragging the file from your Adobe Digital Editions account to the drive that shows up with your Nook. So those are the basics of troubleshooting your e-reader or a library e-reader. But if you have more questions, we are still here for you. Reference services are available Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can call us at extension 503-610-446-3082. You can send us an email, reference@haverfordlibrary.org, or you can chat with us at our website, which is haverfordlibrary.org. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care and have a great day.